Hey Anubis, also mods, can you shoot the bot?
Restart playlist to try again.
3 o'clock is a rough time for a stream. Because, like, most people are working. Which makes it suck that this is when the Black Voices in Gaming gets shown. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Honestly, most people are angry that the Sony State of Play starts at 5 and they'll be in the middle of their commute. I know you got that, Kay, but like several other people have also complained for the same thing. But it is going to be 2.5 hours long, I think. So hey, BMJ. Ugh, Game of the Year contenders so far. Let's see. God, that's a toughie. Let me like scroll through my Steam library real quick to remember what I played. Oh, Vampire Crawlers was a big one. I don't know Game of the Year, but it was a big one. Huh. I did play Expedition 33, but I played that way back when. That was like my game. That was a contender for Game of the Year. What was it, last year? 2 years ago? I've really been enjoying Marathon, you know? Oh, Resident Evil 9. I mean, I guess that's pretty neat. Do I have any recommendations for similar games? Well, obviously there are the inspirations, like Final Fantasy 10, was a huge inspiration. Recently, the game called People of Note came out, which is like Expedition 33, but it's more rhythm focused. So I recommend that.
My people,
Listen,
my name is Justin.
I'm not gonna say I jumped in here for the Black Voices
and
in
the
gaming.
nonprofit.
But I'm also not gonna say I didn't jump in for Black Voices in gaming on a whim.
Thanks for joining, C-Tech.
There's just something about this that's a little. I feel targeted for me. I'm not exactly sure how I should feel about this. But it's okay. I am here. Oh.
Awesome.
With some developers. Before we get started, we want to thank our sponsors, Raw Fury, Aurora Broadcasting, No Rivals, The Mix, and our broadcasting partners, Summer Game Fest. Thank you guys for supporting us. IGN, Twitch, GameSpot, and Steam.
Obvious game of the year is Forbidden Solitaire. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I did enjoy, selling my soul to Satan via Solitaire.
With the XP Fund, where we help fund grants through an accelerator program that will get these games made. If you're interested in supporting these games through charity, please follow the QR code on the screen when it pops up. And if you're interested in investment opportunities, please hit us up as well. Without further delay, I'm going to pass the mic to Lori and Curtis Baxter to get into the first game.
Thanks, Justin. My name is Curtis, and I am joined by my incredible host, a fantastic content creator by the name of...
Hi, my name is Lori, and I'm so excited to be here today with you, Curtis, for all of the trailers, all of the announcements.
I know, I think it's going to be jam-packed, so I don't know about you, but I want to get right into it. You down with that?
Yes, let's do it.
All right.
Hey, my name's Graham. I'm a Jamaican game developer, and this is my cozy island builder, Orlands.
Starting off with a cozy game.
Focused on creativity. No pressure, no rules to follow, just pure
I have
vibes.
started to become
It's up to you
a
to
cozy
create whatever
gamer.
kind of
Fair
island
enough.
you want to make.
I think it's just because I've become domesticated.
Orlands has dozens of things for you to
It's
decorate your
been
island
fun.
with.
My
And once you
girlfriend
take a
got me
break
on
from
Tiny
gaming,
Plate.
even more things.
Oh,
Tiny
fuck.
Plate.
All right.
There are a ton of delightful surprises for you to experience.
It's been a good time. And you're probably like, goddamn.
I mean, I played Stardew with the rest of them, but like...
Because good things will always be shared.
But you
My
built a castle.
My first thought with the Black Voices in Gaming starting with a cozy game was, let's not scare off the white people.
100%.
Yeah.
If we bring the balls and the guns into it immediately, then
A princess.
Oh shit, Castlevania!
Yo.
Of the flesh. Now crawl the earth as her demonic mass pulsated lifelessly.
I mean, I'm kind of in.
Yeah. Oh, maybe not. I'm sorry. Might not be my thing. Oh. Oh. The reforms.
This is getting freaky.
This is getting freaky. The human feeder.
Human feeder.
Feed them. Blood Dracula. Oh yeah. Love me some blood.
The placenta. Look, this is fucked up. I might be into it. Just saying. Oh, is this a fucking... Is this a Moncala roguelike? Yeah, it is. Fucking my life is over.
It was nice knowing you.
Yeah.
We'll never play another TTP RPG again. And I just hope everything goes well.
Fucking, I'm so addicted to number go up.
I know. I know, friend.
And I love choosing between 3 things! I love choosing between 3 things!
How dare you! I love number go up, and I love choosing between 3 things.
I really do!
2 is limited. 3 is your oyster.
Yeah,
You know what
3
I'm
is the
saying?
sweet spot.
You give me 4, it's like, I don't know. But like 3 is like, come on.
I'm gonna play the fuck out of that. We got Pokemon? Yeah, we got Pokemon, okay.
Okay. Hell yeah.
We got fucking Persona Pokemon. You confuse them.
Jesus Christ, you confuse them.
We got Stardew Valley Persona Pokemon.
Son of a bitch. This is
How many more are we gonna get in here?
too many.
These guys are gonna get fucking sued by Nintendo.
They unfortunately are going to get sued by Nintendo. But you know, these are the things that you gotta risk it for the biscuit for.
Yeah,
just in case they
sure.
don't.
From Mandinga Games. We are indie game developers from Salvador, Bahia, Northeast Brazil, and I'm the lead developer of Black Sailors, Bay of All Saints. I'm here to tell you a bit about the game we're building and why this story matters so much to us. Black Sailor is an adventure RPG with tactical turn-based combat. It's a story during the colonization of Brazil back in the 19th century, about a group of enslaved Africans who refused to accept their fate. So they rebelled, seized control of a slave ship, and became pirates, fighting back against the Portuguese colonial oppression.
Yo, we're getting fucking...
It's a
We're
decolonial
getting
game. That means
fucking
we are
Sid Meier's
shifting
Pirates,
races.
but it's a
We are
slave
so used
revolt
to
story?
seeing history
I'm in there.
as
I fucking
actual
loved
perspective
Sid
of
Meier's
the
Pirates.
explorer or the explorer, but in Black Sailors we flip that logic. We take the power out of the hands of the colonizer and put it in the hands of the enslaved and oppressed. One of the things that drive us is how history is taught. Even in Brazil,
I
in
love
our
this.
education, it's often very
I'm gonna be
stereotypical.
playing
We are
this.
taught at school
me too.
that our
I put
country
like
is
900
surrounded
hours
by
into
these
Pirates back in the
indigenous
day.
people
Holy
and
fuck, dude.
Africans, as if African was just one big homogeneous block, but that was not the case. The African
I was like, what should I have for lunch?
Several
Popeye
different
and
ethnicities. Yoruba,
Buy a
Bantu,
chicken sandwich,
Tom,
you get
and
8-piece nuggets
each
for
had
free.
their
I was
own
like,
culture, cosmology,
okay.
and customs. Some were even rival back in Africa, but they were forced into the same struggle here. The colonizers actually thought mixing different ethnicities would prevent revolt. It's important to understand that Black Sailors is built entirely from an Afro-Brazilian perspective. Our culture is incredibly rich and rooted in African ancestry. But over centuries, we lost the clear lines of what came from each ethnicity. In Black Sailors, we are creating an alternative story, exploring what it would look like if this Afro-Brazilian identity was forged in the fire of a pirate rebellion. We didn't want to just make generic African rebel characters. That's why we are collaborating with a historian, a specialist in African diaspora in colonial Bahia. We have researched these specific ethnicities to create characters with real, distinct motivations. So in the crew,
Dope.
you will not just find generic Africans. There is a Daomé warrior, a blacksmith from Oyo, a hunter from Ife. You also find people with very different motivations. Some of them just want to go back to Africa. others want to build a full-scale rebellion and dominate the Bay, and some have lost everything and are driven just by revenge. These clashing motivations create a dynamic conflict between
Thanks for
them
the bits,
that
BMJ. I'll
evolve
answer
as
you, but I'm fucking
when
locked
the game
in on this
begins,
trailer right
they have
now.
just taken control of the ship. They don't know each other yet, but they quickly realize they will have to overcome their differences if they want to survive. Your role as the player is to manage this crew and assign them to specific functions on the ship. So, if you want the ship to move faster, you need to put more people on the sails. If you want the ship to shoot back, you need to put more people on the guns. This is how you play your revolution. It's a turn-based strategy experience divided into two phases. First, the planning phase, where you manage your crew, analyze enemy movements, track enemy bullets, and decide your strategy. Then comes the resolution phase, where you watch your decisions play out in real time. As your adventure continues, you upgrade your ship and crew and rescue more people who join your cause. We just announced Black Sailors to the world, and the reaction was intense. We saw a lot of backlash from people who treated the simple act of portraying enslaved people with agency as some kind of agenda, but the support has been even louder. We realized that there is a massive audience of players who are hungry for stories that step outside the Eurocentric power fantasy. Black Sailors is for everyone who wants to see history through a different lenses, a lens of resistance, humanity, and freedom. Thanks for listening, and I can't wait for you all to sail the Bay of All Saints with us.
That's getting wishlisted by me. Oh, this is the fucking fighting game that, I remember this shit. So BMJ, I don't actually think more people are being introduced via Smash Brothers, but I do think that Smash Brothers is a good sort of like historical time capsule for games. And I think, you know, if we don't have good games preservation, that's going to be one of the ways that we keep introducing people to games. But yeah, this thing, Netcode Warriors, I've been following this. They're trying to make essentially like a tournament-worthy arena fighter.
Well, that was an incredible trailer for Netcode Warriors. I am joined by my co-host, Derek Fields, and right now we also happen to have the CEO and game director of Sun Studios, Segun Oshede. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be here. How's everybody doing?
Doing well. Doing well. No, we're happy to be checking out this game. So, I mean, right off the bat, these are totally new characters, right? Totally new IP. Can you kind of walk us through the entire development process?
Yeah. So we've been working on Netcode Warriors since 2020. So it's been a hot minute. The kind of earliest days were a lot of ideation kind of phase. Like, what does this IP mean? Like, what is it about? Like, kind of figuring out some of the story and lore aspects and kind of honing in, like, how we were going to reference our inspirations and things like that. Once we were able to kind of communicate with Watanabe-san and Moriyama-san, so those are the guys from Japan who actually worked on the Digimon IP. Kenji is like one of the original kind of creators and designers of the Digimon IP. Once we were able to kind of talk with those guys and get more of a hone in on the art style, I think that kind of like we were off to the races at that point. We also had other very talented designers. Ivan Fiorelli, famously, I think has done like some stuff for Fantastic Four comic. I think he was the penciler for Fantastic Four for a couple of years. Rich Lucas has a pretty famous webtoon that's in development called Project Divider. So a lot of very talented artists kind of help shape the artistic vision of the game. My inspirations for art generally are always going to be based on my background. So I'm Nigerian. So for instance, the main character is Yoruba. I'm Yoruba, so the Yoruba tribe. That was important to me, but also bringing in some of the things from my childhood that really stood out to me artistically and stylistically. So very Shibuya punk and grind fiction inspired.
Fuck yeah.
You have a lot of like kind of streetwear and street culture kind of aspects that are kind of baked into some of the art and especially the human characters, but then the transformations into these like larger than life like warriors. We call them code warriors. It's very Sentai inspired, very Power Rangers inspired. So those are like bringing in a lot of like aspects of things I grew up with, like Mega Man Battle Network and other franchises like that that really shaped the vision of like the IP and everything like that. But
yeah, rock on. I mean, it's easy to see for me coming from like a similar background in terms of influences and the types of media that I was growing up with. Those influences, like, they breathe all throughout Netcode Warriors. There's something that you nudged on that I would love to hear more about. One of my favorite topics is talking about cultural intersection and how these different inspirations can come together to breathe new life. You're directly interfacing with Japanese developers and artists within this project, and so can you expand a little bit more about what it's like to work truly as a globalized studio?
Yeah, so the whole studio is remote. I've always said, like, I don't really care where you come from. I just care that you got heart and talent, right? That's it. I don't even care too much like how much experience you have, because I think it's very easy to fall into that trap when you're hiring somebody of that whole thing like, oh well, I need experience to get a job. How can I get a job if I don't have experience, right? So for me, it's just if I see passionate people, talented people, I tend to reach out to those and try to see if there's like a way we can collaborate in certain aspects, in certain avenues. In regards to the globalization of everything, yeah, like, people from all over the world, from Spain, from Indonesia, animation team, the riggers, animators from Brazil, and so like your team is kind of worldwide, kind of by necessity, just because we want the best people that we can bring onto the project. In regards to working with the Japanese guys specifically, definitely language barrier was kind of hard to overcome. Like translating emails back and forth, trying to make sure that you're not saying anything that they can be perceived as like offensive and
hey, lemon card.
Like you want to make sure you're culturally sensitive to whoever you're speaking to and kind of the background, especially some of these guys who are very well known in the industry for the kind of work they've done. So yeah, it was very important for us to always approach those conversations with respect and make sure that the people who we're talking with, that they're creatively and artistically being fulfilled by the work we're asking them to do. Yeah, I'd say that's kind of our general approach to how we do stuff.
So, I mean, in game development, we all know it's not easy, especially when you're running a team, and especially when you have a globalized team like you do. Can you speak to a little bit of the challenges that kind of come up and kind of how you kind of triumphed over them?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I've got this part down 100%. I'm still growing, learning every day. Part of it is just trying to be as flexible as you can with time zones. Time zones can be a big thing, right? Sometimes I just don't get a lot of sleep, because I'm like talking with people in Spain who are 4 hours ahead, or Japan who are 12, 14 hours ahead, or whatever, right? So like sometimes it's me being up at 3 a.m. but needing to be up at 8 a.m. to do something, right? So that the reality is like sometimes it's a grind. It's really hard. It's difficult. It's mentally taxing. I'm sure my girlfriend would love to see me more. But at times, life demands that to achieve greatness, you must do great things, right?
What's up, Briar?
So yeah, that's
thanks for joining.
I hold myself to a very high standard in regards to how I do work and how I operate and everything like that. And I can't expect everybody to put in 100% if I'm not putting in 100%, right? 110%, whatever I have to give, I give. Because these projects that we're working on as a studio, they're very important to me. I'm very passionate about them. To me, Sun Studios is poised to be like one of the next premier like fighting game developers, at least based out of the West, right? If we do things correctly, and if we make sure that we're precise and very calculated with how we do things, and that we put our heart into it. So that's kind of my approach to that.
As a fighting game, this means that we're entering into the fighting game community and entering into a nuance for things like iframes and move cancellations and like hitbox coordination. Yeah. I am arbitrarily gesturing at this as just a fighting game couch player. Dead or Alive was my game of choice, and I'm no longer good at any of them. But they bring such a nuance, and so what sort of nuance, emergent outcomes do you hope comes from Netcode Warriors, and in terms of how people play and engage with this game.
Yeah.
Man,
So
they're grilling this guy.
How will you be able to fucking deal with the fighting game community?
Yeah.
That's fucking bitching. Even though none of these motherfuckers have made a game in their life. Oh my god, it's so true.
Fucking Harada just quit. What are you gonna do?
It's more about getting to experience your favorite characters and play them in a way.
It's such a good question.
It's easy for you to switch from character to character and just do really cool stuff and kind of put it down and like I had a good time or whatever. And that's not really the design goal here. The design goal here is for you to put hundreds, thousands of hours into like the game is like constantly revealing itself to you. And in that kind of design space, arena fighters haven't really had a competitive spotlight before. I mean, there's one or two here or there, but they all kind of make compromises to kind of have that conversation with the fighting game community, I would say. And we're kind of looking at things in a sort of a different direction. Obviously, we're trying to incorporate some things like motion inputs are pretty big for us, quarter circles and things like that should just exist more usually in traditional fighting games that tend to not exist in arena fighters. We're putting those in. Charge motions and other things like that, but the idea of what
get ready for that drama
can be is a real expression of freedom of movement. And
I can't do it. No, it's not intuitive, and it's not accessible to me. All right, here's another mode that allows you to do that one.
Familiar with, like,
You're not doing it the way I want, and I did it. So it sucks.
Jumping, crouching, and stepping to the side, share an input that limits how quickly you can move in and out of the foreground, and it's mostly about moving forward and backwards quickly with like intervals of that. That's why like there's like high level techniques about stepping into out of the foreground. Neko Warrior kind of approaches it more like there's a real freedom of movement, and the skill and depth is how the decisions you're making based on that movement. You can move wherever you want, but are you moving in the right place at the right time? You can move quickly, but are you quickly adjusting to what your opponent is doing and things like that? So that's kind of the design space that we're in regards to what Netcode Warriors is and what it can be.
Love that. We spoke a little bit earlier just about this being again a new IP that no one's seen before. Let's say we're fast forward, game is out, it's doing amazing as I'm sure it will. Fandoms love to interact with their favorite characters. Do the Sun Studios have any kind of aspirations to take those characters and develop them for other forms of media? And like, what does that?
Of course, they're asking. It's like, are you just doing fighting games?
This is something I've thought about loosely. I haven't put too much thought into it, to be honest. But from what I've thought about, I do think like a companion manga makes a lot of sense. Like a one-shot manga, I think would be really, really succinct with the art style and the inspirations and everything like that. Would make a ton of sense. I think animation, like a short film, could also do wonders. I think also there's various opportunities because the designs are so wild and so like dynamic, and there's obviously licensing opportunities, like clothing, merchandise could be cool. The human characters have these very tech wear kind of inspired outfits, so something that kind of leads into that I think could be interesting as well. But yeah, mostly like manga, animation, novelization. I mean, those are all like valid avenues that one could pursue, or one that we thought about to some degree, but haven't put too much thought into because we're just really focused on making a good game with a good story first. Something I want to make sure is that I don't want people to feel like, oh, like I didn't get this, like I have to go do homework elsewhere to understand like the game I just played, like or the story mode I just played, or to understand the characters that I was interacting with. If that makes sense. Like we want like a full story experience, right? Like in Netcode Warriors. So
really quick before I let you get in, Derek, I want to know. All right, are you keeping the story under wraps, or can you speak a little bit to the story a little bit right here? Because I'm a story guy.
Yeah, I can talk about the story a little bit, but essentially, these people, right, humans from all around the world. So that's another thing is that the cast is culturally diverse intentionally, right? They're from literally every character from somewhere else on Earth, right? Our main characters from Nigeria. We got somebody from the Scandinavian region, some Japanese, some Taiwanese. Like American. Like they're all from different walks of life, from different parts of the world. They all one day, by happenstance, get like sucked into this alternate world called the network, right? and the network is essentially this living, sort of breathing world. Like when sometimes in lore and fantasy, you talk about like Gaia, Earth, as like a living, breathing thing. In this alternate dimension, that world is like alive, basically. And it's overseen by an entity called the Sovereign. And essentially, the laws of physics are kind of inverted in this alternate dimension to where energies.
Yeah, they really want to highlight this
physical
one.
matter is like more limited than it is here. The humans kind of quickly realized that like, oh, if we could funnel this energy to Earth, then we would have potentially unlimited energy, and shenanigans ensue. That's basically
it definitely feels like they're trying to be like to people, look, we know this is a fighting game, but try it. Just try it.
That you expand on that a little bit. It relates in a lot of what I was thinking about.
Sure.
There's a nugget that you mentioned about the story, about a lot to do with the game's identity and the expectation of players committing an amount of time to it so that they don't feel like that they have to do homework outside of the game to drive a connection with it. Games now are emerging in a space where let me rephrase and say, all media is emerging into a space where they are competing with each other. So whether you're a game or a cartoon or a movie, the attention space is like a continuously crowded economy. And so, looking to keep your players in this environment in hopes that they will dedicate that time and expand upon the story. It sounds like a huge undertaking, one that it commands, standing out with some of these other arena fighters that you were pointing to. What do you think about that? Emerging into a saturated space, emerging into a space where, the goal of keeping players attuned to the game is going to be really important. Are there other elements that are going along with the story to keep people coming back for more?
Yeah, I think the big thing, like the competitive kind of drive, the game needs to be deep, right? From a competitive standpoint to have a sustainable player base that sustains over time. I think another thing also is like at this point with most fighting games, like you need to show your player base that you're gonna put more time into it outside of just the initial release. So you're gonna expect like some kind of downloadable content, whether it's more characters and things like that down the line, which are all things, conversations we're having and plans we're making. I obviously can't speak to anything definitively like that at this time, but all conversations we're having about how to make sure that Netcode Warriors is it's not just a game, it's an intellectual property, right? That can extend past just the game itself, right? Yeah. Like whether, we get to make like a Netcode Warriors 2 or 3 or whatever, right? Like we've already had conversations about some of the story elements that would play into Netcode Warriors 2 if we got to make that. And we have some very interesting kind of, fighting games are very hard to market. You need to show players that there's something, either you usually need IP or something unique or something they're familiar with, something to grab them or bring them in. So one thing is obviously like character designers who've worked at Marvel and worked in, Bandai and Digimon, like that was like one pull. Another pull that I can't go into too much detail about, but I can basically explain is that we got some pretty prominent content creators in the fighting game community to agree to let us use their likenesses actually as characters in the game, as playable characters in the game. So that's something I'm super excited about.
Use their likeness.
That's crazy.
I swear.
Communities, right? That
actually, I should type
really.
The CEO of Sun Studios.
Fuck it, we can get to play as low tier.
Multiple projects at a time.
Yeah.
Talk to us about what does your typical day look like when we're talking about literally being part of crafting the business, which is the games in your case, but then also having to operate also on the kind of business side of things.
Yeah. So we're currently still fully self-funded. So I do have a day job that I have.
Yo, Prince Buffo.
That I do as well. That allows us to and myself and my other co-owners we all have day jobs that we use that allows to fund the studio. So a decent amount of my day obviously is going to that, and most of my Sun Studios related work is outside of that work day. Generally speaking. I mentioned earlier I don't get a lot of sleep. I wasn't hyperbolizing. That's just like generally how things are right now. I'm the game
Fuck it.
directors
I
on
apologize
focus
to
and
the stream
are,
chat, but
fighting me
this
front
is
and center
definitely
about
some
on
shit
some
we
game
can't
directors
say
on
in
those projects at the same time.
public.
And so
Hey,
that does
man.
demand a lot of my attention. because
I'm just
a lot
here
of
for a
people,
nice review.
have information about
And
what
my
to do,
cat
what
is
to do
sleeping
it,
in his
kind
drawer
of, making
like a
sure we hit our
homeless son of
deadlines,
a
our
bitch.
marching kind of goals, and everything like that.
Look
so
at
those
look
are
at him.
kind of different kind of facets that play into
He's so
how my
cute.
schedule lines up. But I don't have a specific like, here's what I do at 8 a.m.
He's so
here's what I
easy.
do, and 'cause, like, sometimes like things are the way they are.
I will fucking give
If
it
you're
to
creative,
you.
if you're a game director,
They
you know
they
that,
did a whole
some of
fucking
those
30-minute
moments
spotlight on a
feel
fighting
like
game.
locking
I don't
ourselves
think we're
into
gonna
a
see
box.
that anywhere else in
It's
Summer
been
Games
a pleasure to
Fest.
learn more
Not
about
even
Netcode
close.
Warriors and understand what you and Sun Studios are doing for not only this but the other projects. that
RPG,
you're
look at my
doing
EP
during
kitty.
This conversation. With the limited time that we've had, I've already learned so much. But
He's
is there
just sleeping
anything
in
that
his
we maybe
drawer.
didn't get a chance to cover that you would like players to know about before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think for us specifically, marketing has been a thing that we would like to do more of, right? I think we're planning on setting up. By the time this goes out, we probably should have like a Discord server people can join to kind of have community and talk with each other about the game and the characters that have been revealed and have more speculation about the story and different things like that. We wanted to kind of announce some of the voice actors that we kind
It's
of
almost
had
like 40 minutes
conversations
for this
with
guy.
and
Yeah.
ask for some of the roles and as well. So
For a
that's
fighting
the
game,
kinda
dude.
ramped up, and the development's kind of ramping
Crazy.
up in a very interesting way. I obviously cannot give a definitive release date for the game. At
Thanks
this
for the
time,
follow,
but the
Dinerborn.
plan is to release it next year at some point. That I can say that now.
Yeah.
Next year, that's the plan.
Rock on.
Yeah.
Well, this has been terrific just chatting with you, getting to know a little bit more about you, about Sun Studios, and about Netcode Warriors.
I appreciate this conversation a lot, guys. It was a lot of fun.
If you like what we're doing, then scan the QR code and consider supporting the XP Fund, which helps provide grants to underrepresented indie developers to help move their projects across the next stage of development. Now, let's get back to some more trailers.
Hey.
Fucking.
Fucking. Yeah, this looks awesome. This looks like old school fucking X-Wing versus TIE Fighter shit.
Yeah. This looks like 3D rated.
Yeah.
Fuck, I know it sounded like one of those, it's like, god damn it, we're like, fuck, I love rated, dude. Rated's so tight. Like, Rogue Eclipse. I'm in.
I'm in.
Demo out now. I'm in. I'm gonna download that shit right now.
Yeah, Dinerborn, I usually stream every Wednesday, but I'm streaming all the Summer Games Fest shit.
Shit. I'm stoned and I already forgot what the game was called.
Rogue Eclipse?
Yeah, that's it. I'm so high.
Is this fucking... This is that old fucking puzzle game Zoop? But it's just versus Zoop?
Zoops versus Zoop. Oh, which looks Rogue Eclipse.
I played so much fucking, damn, it's a battle royale. Okay, I played so much fucking, competitive Tetris Attack way back in the day.
Oh, dude.
I could see myself getting into this.
I used to play competitive Pac-Man Championship Edition.
Oh, shit, dude. Yeah, I remember that.
Dude, that
Oh,
shit
I
was-
fucking know this. What, Truck Kun is supporting me from
yeah,
another world?
Truck,
This is
Truck.
so cool.
Fucking Trunk, dude.
Where you have to fucking kill people to send them to the other world so that, like, you have a big enough, like, party to beat the bad guy. It's so good. Yeah, Zoop K. It was a old SNES and Genesis puzzle game. I played this demo. I'm gonna fucking play so much more. I cannot wait to just like run everyone over. It's so good. You do play as Truck-kun, yes.
The best part about Truck-kun is people think they can fuck with Truck-kun.
Yeah.
Always fucking rock for fruition on their head fucking front bumper.
Oh yeah, this is the other fighting game, Saturday Morning Battle manga. Where fucking the grappler is from Yu-Gi-Oh, basically. So
Dude, get hammered. You know what I'm saying?
Plum Road Tea Dream is gonna be a look into the life of S, which is my alter ego. So it's like a semi-autobiographical game. And S makes these virtual spaces for themselves that they call sanctuaries, out of a wish or a need for a world that is more safe, or for a world that accommodates better for grief and sadness, or for a world where they can imagine versions of themselves that like somehow find a hard time existing in real life. My name is Sam Albaido. I'm 33 years old. I'm based in Antwerp, Belgium. I work as
really
a
deep
theater
really
maker,
fast.
performer and mentor. And in the last 3-4 years, I've also been working as a game designer. I think it's a game that can be enjoyed by experienced players, but also by people that have no previous experience with video gaming. Next to walking being the main action, some of the things you will come across are like interactable words like read or sit or listen. Those are like some of the interactions you can do in the game. So it's rather simple. I think it's really about the experience, about getting to know the story of S.
Not gonna lie, I was intense whiplash.
Yeah.
Sanctuaries.
This is like,
There
what
are
if the backrooms
sanctuaries
was the
created
trans
for
experience?
Rest, sleep, and
Holy
dreams.
fuck.
But there is also a sanctuary that
I know,
kind of
right?
encapsulates a painful,
I don't even know what that sentence means,
traumatic
and I'm
memory,
terrified.
I would say. There is a sanctuary that questions how we can grieve for people that we don't know but feel close to or feel connected to.
Like, I'm
It's
curious. Like, I will probably
almost
play it.
a game inside of a game. It's just
Shit, are those all people who fucking died?
But I'll
Fucking, the last one was Saturday Morning Battle manga, guy. You can't do this to me.
Honestly, Saturday Morning Battle. Have you ever thought what
where
happens?
you
can't connect with somebody after the fucking threshold of life and death. It's like, what? It's like, yes.
But these are all people who were killed by cops? Holy shit!
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Whoa!
There is the homeworld that connects all of the sanctuaries, and in the homeworld, different iterations of S live. I call them NPCs, non-playable characters, and you can chat with them, and a big part of the game is actually to kind of help them get unstuck or to help them heal in some kind of way. I think the game is important to me for many different reasons.
Like, don't get me wrong, chat. I'm not making fun of this. I deeply want to play this. It's just the tonal whiplash is
that's out of my youth.
devastating.
During the lockdown,
it is
very painful.
Not for the weak.
That I had
Yeah.
about sexuality. And
the
already
whiplash
very
was
early
pretty
on,
intense. Like, you can't
because
refute that.
of playtesting the game or kind of having these open door moments where people could come and test the game, I noticed that it really resonated with a lot of people, and that the game opened for them maybe some ways of like reflecting or philosophizing on the topics that it offers. I would get messages that would be like, wow, you inspired me to start writing again, like I'm journaling again. Somehow sharing this very personal story made a lot of people feel really seen. I also think Plum Road Tea Dream is important to me because it's like this hugely collaborative work. There are often comments on this work of like, whoa, I never thought about making games by 3D scanning clay sculptures that you make in real life. Or
that's crazy.
We also made this theater piece out of Plum Road Tea Dream, and there people are like, okay, you're using a video game as a medium for a live performance. I've never seen this. So I also think we pushed some boundaries in some ways and kind of bridged the game sector and the arts a little bit more. And we're just hoping that a lot of people find their way to it, play it, and enjoy it, and that it triggers something for them, that they get something out of it.
Yeah, sure. Like, I'm interested.
Hello and welcome back. I am joined by my lovely co-host Lori.
Hello.
And also here we have combat designer and also my former colleague, Stephen O. How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Hanging in there. Weird time, but you know.
Sure. But it's good to see you again, you know?
Yeah, it's been a while. So let's just
It's good to know
right
that
in and get
E3
started.
cringe never dies.
Can you talk to us a little bit about kind of your path to becoming a combat designer?
Yeah, so my path as coming to a combat designer, it's like I had very humble beginnings. I started off in Albany, New York. That's where I grew up. And my brother is a lot older than me, and he would introduce me to a bunch of comic books and action movies like the Five Deadly Venoms, Kid with the Golden Arms, and one of my favorites, Bruce Leroy and the Last Dragon. And I just wanted to become.
I
these
fucking
kind of
loved
characters.
The
So I
Last
would start,
Dragon.
like,
I watched that
taking
so much as a
gymnastics
kid.
and doing
That shit was
kung
fire.
fu and things like that, just to be the character. And when I translated that energy into like making games, I realized that not just being a game designer, I could also be a person that creates these sort of action figures or adversaries or even the heroes to allow people to feel like that person I was trying to capture and become myself, So went to school for it. I went to school at Rochester Institute of Technology. I didn't know anything about programming really before that. I took one class in high school, and RIT was just starting to have a games program, and I wanted to make sure that I can get into the program. I started talking to, I originally went there for IT, knowing that they're going to have this game program, and I aligned all my classes to be a good game designer and have them transfer over because I didn't have a whole lot of money to stay there extra years. And then along the way, I met a lot of people that had been working in games and had an internship where they realized there's a specific role for a combat designer, a person who makes the enemies or a person who works on the hero and their interactions. So that was my first foray into getting into realizing the role of a combat designer.
You said that you took like martial arts classes to that. So what was what was the process of taking that experience from that and then applying it to combat design?
Yeah, so I grew up in moving my body and understanding punches and kicks, right? Being able to throw them yourself. And then you sort of get into the space where you're trying to read your opponent. They're going to start doing punches and kicks. And as I gotten older, I was like, okay, well, I can't just go out fighting everybody. And somehow you learn this kind of dialogue with the person that you're sparring with or fighting with that I really just couldn't get enough of, because it's like that movie quote from The Matrix: you don't know somebody until you fight them. Or you can really learn them as you fight them. You start to anticipate their movements, you make moves that you're trying to train them to do certain things, right? And that's great in real life, but you can't do that all the time. So I started playing fighting games, and back in the day, PlayStation came with a demo of Tekken, and it had the same movements that I had learned when I was growing up. So I started doing amateur competitive
I think
matches
if we've
all the way
learned
up until
anything
college.
from this
And
presentation,
doing
fighting
that,
games
I
are
learned
fucking
frame
important.
data and different things too. So it's a little bit of learning how my body moved, understanding the mechanics of making a good punch, then being able to read that mechanic in the actual games, how the characters were throwing punches and the frame data and the speed that it happens, that allowed me to take all that knowledge and translate it into these are how we're going to make these characters readable. This is how we're going to make this style feel good. And then there's this meta style to it as well of like, okay, well, this is for a person who wants to be a rushdown character or a zoner. This is for the people that like grappling. And you just kind of have your expression. And then as you play your friends, you kind of know their behavior and you're like, okay, he knows that I'm going to do this and I know that he's going to do this. So that's how I counter it. You know? So a little bit of that.
You talked a little bit about it being kind of a dialogue and kind of learning how somebody fought. Like, I'm interested to know, what is your approach? Like, let's just say it's a clean slate. This character's never been done before. What is your approach to coming up with this initial combat design for characters?
Yeah, you really want to come up with like, what's the core fantasy of this character? What is his background? What is their background? Why are they trying to express themselves through violence, right? Like, how are they going to communicate? So somebody who might grow up in an adversarial environment, they might feel more aggressive, or like, you have to beat people to the punch. Like, the world is so chaotic around me that I have to be more aggressive to get stability. So the first thing I just try to do is like, what is the character's fantasy, and then build that kind of backstory that fits with them. And then I look at gameplay moments that are going to support that. Like I just mentioned, if the person has to be hyper aggressive, then I'm like, okay, maybe their stance is always going to be slightly forward, and they're going to be in more aggressive pose, and they're going to have more dominating moves that like either armored or armored, meaning like they absorb a hit while they're giving a hit. Or if I'm going to make somebody
they had to explain the fighting game
more
speak.
Naive or more playful, maybe they're going to be more standoffish back, or like they're kind of think that even in the heat of battle, it's like a game.
Yep.
Like it's silly to them. It's like fun. They're going to be more like fluid in sort of their movements and playful in their actions. So you can have like two different fantasies that have these many different play styles that can even go with it. So.
Yeah, and another thing too is that you spoke about dialogue. How does combat design relate to other elements of the game, such as narrative?
I often think that like in a fight, you're going to have this natural back and forth of like taking turns. Basically, you're saying things and they're responding to it, right? So there's already this like action and response that comes from just the moveset alone. But you can tell a dialogue through, or a story really, through the environment. How did it change over time? You don't always have to show damage on a actual character. You can show how things are breaking in the environment. You can show how this person's getting a little bit more desperate during the fight. How there is a reversal or double down. Basically, like you think they're winning, and then they do something, and now you're losing. You know, you're on the back foot. So that's just the choreography of the fight, how it can turn into dialogue. But there's also like maybe they learned a new ability, maybe something that's unlocked from them, from a core memory. How does that fit into the story? How does this new unlockable mechanic fit thematically to where the character's goals are? And how does their opponent stand in the way of that goal? It's not always good versus evil. It might be my goals versus your goals. You want to, make the world feel all the pain that you felt, or you want to stop the world from feeling pain ever again, and that just puts us at conflict.
Absolutely.
I have another question for you. Are there any types of styles of combat you've really yet to see in a game? And how would you kind of approach that? First of all, what are they? And then also, how would you kind of approach that and want to bring that into the game?
Oh, well, I feel like I've seen a lot of different martial arts, a lot of different styles in games, and I kind of specialize more so in melee combat. There's a lot of different ways to approach combat with magical abilities or gunplay and different things. So I don't know if I can really speak to a style I haven't seen at all, because even capoeira, we're starting to see a bigger resurgence in that, but we haven't seen a whole lot of African martial arts. I don't think there's as popular or is as documented in the world of these different styles of African martial arts.
Mods, can you shoot the bot?
If I could speak to how to do it, I don't think I would give that away right away. I think that would be something. I think that would be like, hey, I'm going to do this game that has some African styles. But one might go with this approach where we're thought of life had started in Africa. What if the original African martial art is what it brings in all these other different styles? Basically the style that you know, whether it be Muay Thai, Taekwondo, or Taido or something like that, evolved from that style, that original martial arts style and that expressive style. So, you know, how could you make this a like interesting origin style that like encompasses the different things? So it's like, oh, you thought you knew this, but like I invented it and I actually didn't share with you all the pieces. You just have like a fragment of everything I know.
Yeah. Just like you didn't share all the ideas that you have right now with us. I get it. All right.
That's a freebie. Like you can try to do that. Go ahead and try. The other idea.
Yeah.
Talk after the call. You know.
I got you.
So I kind of wanted to go back to when you were talking about your like taking martial arts and whatnot. What was your favorite like martial arts, I guess, inspired piece of media, like as in like a film or a video game that like really inspired, you know, you as a combat designer?
Oh yeah, there's several. I mean, even to this day, like I love John Wick movies. I love all these other new action films that are coming out. The earliest ones for me would have to be like Kid with the Golden Arms or Five Deadly Venoms.
This guy has taste.
Like your Avengers before they were Avengers, right? Like we have these 5 different styles that had these like tropes and things with them, but you start to get the super abilities, the Centipede really fast, the Snake agile, the Toad invulnerable, right? And how do they play together? So that was influential about like how do you come up with different techniques that speak to the theme of the character that you're making, and then how can they be opposed to each other even if they've like learned from the same school. But the other one that was super influential to me, and I feel like it spawned like Dragon Ball Z in a way, is got to be The Last Dragon, right? Like it's a cult classic. Maybe it's not the absolute best movie on the planet, right? But there's so many things.
Speak your truth. Speak your truth. The Last Dragon was amazing.
You're already a master, but it's inside. Or, you know, you need to break through these own limitations that you have. And the glow is totally going Super Saiyan. And that's like a designer signature that I put in a lot of characters that I worked on. If you know, you know. Like a lot of the things that I worked on, they eventually get the glow or go Super Saiyan. Right? So those are a couple. I mean, there's so many more. The Raid for me, On Bak.
On Bak, also amazing.
Because of On Bak and things like that. So, yeah.
Oh, the raid is intense. It's the anxiety. It's sad.
Yeah.
So good. Speaking of just the titles you've worked on, you've worked extensively in a lot of different games. Would you mind telling an audience a little bit more about some of those games that you've had the luxury of working on?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started making games I've been making games for over 10 years now, a bunch of little indie games, Mech Knight Chronicles to working on Project Spark to Fat Princess Adventures. But I think my big break.
This guy did Fat Princess.
God of War 2018. I joined the team at a part of the projects where I had a lot of influence over the encounters, and they really liked what I did, so they brought me back to be working on the grunts or like more basic units. So first I worked on how, with this new camera, how we're gonna have these fights be readable and digestible and feel good. And then I worked on how do we make these creatures fit into this world a little better, and mini bosses and bosses. So I worked on Ragnarok and then the DLC Valhalla, where I combined both my encounters knowledge and my character creature making knowledge. And then I wanted to take all the things that I learned by hanging out with Kratos and some of the fantastic people at Sony Santa Monica to work on Black Panther. And that's where we got to hang out a little bit. And I learned so much on that team. But sadly, you know, we can't really talk about it or show it or do anything about that. So now I'm just helping other studios with their projects, some big projects that are unannounced. So I won't be able to talk about them too much, but it's similar to the things that I've learned along the way so far.
Do you have any favorite combat moments among the games you've contributed to?
Oh yeah, there's so many. Let me try to pick one. This is a huge moment for me on God of War 2018. I'm responsible for a lot of deaths in the basically Draugr pit. So that's where the bridge breaks and Atreus falls down, and then Kratos jumps in to jump down and there are 3 heavy joggers that spawn in that fight, and that massacre a lot of people. So, you know, in playtest data, we see a heavy drop off of like people struggling with that part. But once you get past that, you're prepared for the rest of the game. Like once you're able to overcome that challenge, you have all the tools that you need to beat the game. So even though it is a frustrating moment for a lot of people, I think it did help a lot of people get into to play the actual game instead of relying on like first tier tactics, like early tactics. The other moment on 2018 that I really enjoy is actually right in front of the stonemason fight. There's 3 different superpower joggers that come out, and you think that this is kind of the fight. These 3 units on their own can make an interesting encounter. But actually, we bring back an old trope from the previous God of War games where we spawn a large creature. It used to be a Cyclops. For us, it was an ogre. And then we spawn another ogre. So right when you think like you fought this one challenging fight to like now there's an ogre and then there's like 2 ogres. How am I ever gonna do this? But it's set up in such a way that the pacing of the encounter empowers you to get over it. So you're at first you feel the threat of it, but as you overcome that fight, you're like, oh yeah, I am awesome. I am the God of War. I totally can handle all these things. So those 2 moments, like frustrating moment that turns into like now you have the skills to beat the game. And then I was scared, but it's actually a totally doable fight.
How do you balance that? Because as you know, we've worked on projects together, and sometimes fine-tuning and balancing encounters and combat can prove to be a challenge in and of itself. So kind of what's your approach to just making sure things just feel good?
Yeah. So my approach to like making things feel good is first just like I always tune or start fighting an encounter with the most basic things. Like I always just use basic attacks, and if I'm making a creature or a boss or an encounter, I always should be able to defeat it with just pressing the simple attack button, blocking and dodging, and take 0 damage. That lets me know that the animations are readable, the pacing is correct. Maybe there's if I do get hit, then like okay, I need to like time out, or I need to put a piece of health or something that you can like recharge yourself into the fight. And then the other parts is just like thinking about the fairness and the fatigue that you might have after seeing X amount of units, X amount of heavy fights, X amount of times where you needed to parry or in one particular encounter, and how much time that encounter is going to be. So if you're fighting a boss, maybe that's 4 minutes, and I'm like, all right, well, I need to balance. I have to play this with my very basic defending, punching, and not get hit for 4 minutes straight. That could be really taxing for somebody. So how do I make the character interesting enough in those 4 minutes that somebody's not overstimulated or fatigued by doing all the actions that they have to do? So it's super high level. I'd love to go into more detail about it, but like that's kind of where I start.
No, I appreciate that. No, good.
Yeah. I think something that I'm really curious about too, like when you're doing the balancing, like what is your, I guess, the priority you think about in terms of combat? Because I always think about like when I'm playing a game, do you think more about like the offensive, I guess, or like more of like the defensive or like magical parts, or like I don't know if that makes sense, but like what do you try and prioritize, I guess, when you are starting, like when you're planning that out for?
That's one of the things I try to tell people.
You know,
like if you're just good at one thing,
like even if you go back
do
to
that one thing. This guy just develops combat.
They're kind of like doing this sequence of
like
dance moves,
just
you know?
do that.
Dance partner. So how do you make this person interesting? It's not just about defense.
Indie developers always think they have to do everything themselves, and they really don't.
My turn, and then
just
I
stress
parry,
your
and then I just
strengths.
beat them up or something, right? So, what other action verbs can we get? I need to dodge out of the way. Sometimes I need to parry. Is this my opportunity to take my turn back? Can I do this risky thing sometimes? If I do the risky thing sometimes and I win, great. But sometimes I do the risky thing and I get punished. And I was like, I shouldn't have been able to do that. And that needs to be clear. So my priorities start off with, how do we make this dance interesting? Both the player and the combatant have verbs where they can go back and forth with each other. How do I make it readable is the second part. Now that we have those verbs, you need to defend at this time. I need to signal to you that this is the move that you need to get out of the way of. And then this is the move that you need to block, or this is the move that you need to interrupt, right? And then the third part is like, well, how much damage or like how many tries do you get at those attempts? If the player is getting hit once and the game is over, that can be really stressful. But maybe some attacks are more punishing than others. So now that's that signature kind of, and sometimes we call it like the signature kill move, where it's like, I need to watch out for that because it's just going to level me, you know? So, and then you just want to make that like a part of that core kit, that was the one interesting thing that I had to remember. And maybe I have a signature move too that I want to land. I need to be able to cleave him, but which way is he going to dodge? Is he going to left or right? And I feel really good when I pick the right correction, the right side.
Steven, it is always a pleasure to kind of hear you dive into the nitty gritty of combat design. I've heard it several times, and every single time I feel like I leave learning something new. So thank you so much for joining us. Where can people find you on the internet?
Yeah, you can find me on my LinkedIn, Stephen O with GBA, and yeah, I'm happy to help you craft battles that everybody can win. And it's always great meeting you guys. Thanks for having me.
I'm back again to remind you of the XP Fund, because your contributions can help get the next great indie game off the ground. Consider supporting by scanning the QR code.
Granny used to tell me all manner of stories about rolling calf and how I'm used to start the countryside. But River Mama and the golden table share take time guard out by Flatbridge. About the 3-foot horse and him not afraid of moonlight. About Old Hig who are gallivant all night without skin. About Crocodile Man and how you know for answer me if him nap 3 times. She even tell you about the La Diablesse with her 1 cow hoof and wide brim hats. How about how Sly Mongoose teeth out one of the man righteous chicken then? Hey, those were good times, you know? Good times.
I mean, I'm into it. Fucking mythical creature, like... Okay, total whiplash again. I was still gonna say mythical creature detective game, but now we're fucking auto battle or wrestling fucking trains.
Given that I've been living different morals, plural grievances, a legion, relieving numerals to the oracle. Sometimes it sounds horrible. Formulaic, my behavior to the Sailor Moon consumed dendrites. Not ever living aneurysm combusted. Another term turns families into nothing. For greater good, I get understood. I gotta remain afloat. No lane left stain. Is it insane how I name my quotes? I speak into existence, a brief relief condition. Couldn't occupy the sky without permission. As long as the spell cast, my nature ain't your value. Have you driven it?
God, I love number go up.
Normally, formerly known, shown everything except for the weapons kept swept under anything. You get it?
I'm gonna play this. I like Beatdown City. I'm gonna fucking play the Vampire
My name's
Survivors
Xavier B.
like.
Johnson, and this is Diesel Knights.
Alright, this one's AJ coded.
Hi, I'm Indigo Doyle, Creative Director at Pushing Vertices, located in Toronto, Canada, where we're making Roller Girl, a slice of life adventure about Naomi, a 16-year-old girl in the 2000s, vibing with her rollerblades and her MP3 player. This game is a love letter to my childhood, rollerblading through the quiet streets of my hometown with my own personal soundtrack loaded up. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a secret. I love rollerblading and music. And that's why we spent a long time perfecting the movement in the game to make it feel smooth and purposeful. And when it comes to music, I always have a soundtrack for how I'm feeling. In Roller Girl, the music is linked to the mood of the game. Changing the playlist changes your perception of the world, from happy to sad.
Hey Ash, I'm doing good. just, you
The
know,
mood influences
checking
other
out the Summer
characters'
Games
responses
Fest.
to you and your dialogue options. Key story moments also impact the mood. We are curating a soundtrack inspired by 2000s pop punk by connecting with local indie bands. So far, we're featuring artists Narima and King Faz. There's something about the way it feels to effortlessly glide down a smooth street.
How much you
Your
want to
favorite
bet the
music
same
playing in
people
your
who are
earbuds,
upset about
and for a
mixtape are
moment,
going to
it's
be
like
upset
time
about this
stops,
game?
And you're just in a flow state. That's what Roller Girl represents. Your wheels on, your music up, and the freedom to move. The freedom to explore and learn about yourself as you go. You start the game having just gotten your first car, which breaks down immediately. Desperate for cash to fix it, you lace up your rollerblades and grab your MP3 player. You do odd jobs around town, stumble into a romance, and uncover a juicy town mystery. I don't know about you.
What do you think, the
but I
ghosts?
used to spend
Okay.
a lot of time in my head. Back in the day, I would rollerblade around my hometown inventing backstories for my neighbors. There's a certain charm to small towns, and I can't wait for you to poke around and find the little stories I've hidden behind fences and around corners. Thanks for taking this tour with me, and thank you to the Black Voices in Gaming Showcase. I can't wait to see you find your vibe in Roller Girl.
We are back with Black Voice in Game. You see how that we just like push right into it. I am here with Lizette and Marcus Montgomery, Cornerstone Studios, and they are working on your first game as a studio, which is Carrier Cuties. It has like a really interesting premise to it for sure. But I want to know how you guys started Cornerstone Studios, because it's like you guys are like super vets. Even I'm like just the stuff that you guys have done, it puts me in awe. So could you guys talk about how you started the studio and a little bit about your backgrounds?
Yeah, we're not new to this. We've been doing this for almost 3 decades. Some of us have been doing it for 3 decades. So we've worked in console, AAA, small studios, and we were kind of at a point in our careers where we were trying to figure out what was next. We've worked with the biggest titles and the biggest IPs in the world, so we thought the next step for us was making our own IP and starting our own studio. That's
super awesome. And kind of what led you to, you guys know I'm a big fighting game fan. It's like my favorite genre. I play every fighting game. How did you kind of come up with this style of game and kind of want to make a fighting game for your first title?
You know, a lot of this comes back inherently. I come from that arcade area, that arcade era where fighting games was really prevalent. I like that twitch, fast responsive sort of gameplay. It's a lot of the games I've worked on prior have had that. And so this is kind of just falls into that pocket. To really get into what inspired this, I think, Lisette, maybe we should talk about our grandson a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got a grandson, he's 6. And we, one of the things we love to do is like break out old consoles and old games and just have fun with him and relive the nostalgia of us playing as a child with our grandson. And one day we broke out the Dreamcast and put in Power Stone, and we were just having a blast. Particularly my grandson Mars, was having an amazing time. And we were like, what happened to this game and why hasn't it come back? And everyone we talk to has like such affinity for it. They're like, oh, I remember that game. Yeah. And they get this like the total like twinkly eye look to it. And I'm like, so what happened? And I was like, well, maybe if we bring this back with like a fresh IP and make it like, update the mechanics and, bring it into an area where co-play and like team-based mechanics are sort of like pushed a little bit further. And so, that's how kind of got the ball rolling. It was just a fun playtime with our grandson.
That's amazing. And you were mentioning this earlier, you have a collection of like a vast collection of games?
Been collecting games for a very, very long time. We've, between the different eras, we even go back to the Atari, but the Dreamcast, PlayStation 1, Saturn games.
Saturn, that's awesome.
That's
cool. Yeah.
My first job in the industry was at Sega, and so
really?
Yes, so I have a huge affinity for Sega and their the litany of games that they have. But we've been collecting and carrying a bunch of different digital and physical media for a while, so our collection is pretty big.
So,
it also doesn't help that you have like an encyclopedic knowledge of game design, so that also
really
helps.
that's I may need to hit you up about that now for my own, resources and whatnot. No, that's really cool. So
hey, Dub,
if you're looking at your
arrow.
library of games and your grandson, was a little bit frustrated at some of the games that he's playing, what made you decide to pick this one? From, you know what I mean? You're just do you remember this particular Power Stone? And you're just
with kids, you expose them to a lot of different things. You never know what's going to stick. And, so we're always, since he comes over and plays with us, there's certain things he likes and certain things, he wants to play just because he's familiar with them. But we also want to expose him to new things. And, the Dreamcast is one of those things. And Power Stone is one of the many things that we, tried. But that was one of the first things that he really attached. And he would ask about it. And a lot of it also is because I have the old arcade stick as well. So
you had the arcade stick?
Yeah. And he saw the stick and he was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Come, son, let me show you
that must
what this is about." Yeah,
fantastic
to
expose.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
And we really love the fact that we found something we could connect with him, and we find that to be.
Look, I said it once and I'll say it again.
Sure that
fighting games are really formative for people of color.
There's a lot of nostalgia around these.
I was on the sidelines. I am an white guy, right? But there's a reason why communities of color ended up hanging out in arcades back in the day.
How did you come up with this particular game? And then can you talk about the premise of it, because it's extremely interesting.
I think all good games that kind of hit the zeitgeist often reflect the conversation we're currently having, and the conversation we're all currently having is AI. So
like a 90s rap song.
So I was like, let's and there's assumptions that we all come to, which is we're all going to eventually be killed by robots. So let's just play out to the worst scenario what that may look like and make it absurd and stupid. So I started thinking about what a post-AI world would look like, and I'm like, well, our pets are still here, so of course they'd be the ones who take over the world. What would that look like, and what would they do with their free time? And then you start doing these really silly world and logic exercises, and then you end up with some really wild story, and that's kind of how we ended up here. Carrier Cuties takes place in the future, where AI does what AI is going to do, and eventually humans are extinct. And our pets essentially become sentient and take over the world we've left behind. And they build battle bots in the shape of their former owners to battle out their primitive instincts. And that's sort of the premise.
It's reverse Pokemon.
So their owners straight up are gone. Yeah. And then they're just remembering their humans.
Yes.
Did the pets didn't kill them? AI killed them.
Yeah, AI killed them.
Because I'm like, this is so sad.
AI killed them.
AI killed them.
Yeah.
AI's gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah. So let's jump into it. We're gonna play, and then I think it would be really interesting to just kind of go over the character design, the pet design, and then kind of your approach to art, and that kind of thing. So I'm gonna try to play and talk at the same time.
I will give you some tips as we're playing.
Okay.
Just press X and Y a lot, and you'll be fine.
Okay, so what's the character?
So
this particular character.
This is essentially our boxer and our boxer. So essentially, the boxer pet is piloting his Humec as we call it.
Humech.
And
That's
essentially,
dope.
they appear as humans at first, and as you sort of unlock super modes, their robot abilities reveal themselves to you.
That's cool. So you guys have pets, dogs?
Yes, we do.
Because the Scoop, that's notorious. That's when you're like, you're like, what the hell are you doing?
It's time for a bath.
Yeah, it's you gotta handle that. You gotta handle that in pleasant ways. But you know, we really want to pull in the humor as much as we can of the characters that we have. You know, and you know, while this is still early, we want to be able to represent the humor and the character and the humanity of it all. So very much like the classic Power Stone game, you've got dive kicks. You can pick up and push different objects in the world. You can pick up tables, throw them at your opponent. Ooh. There's hazards in the world as well.
Throw your opponent into the stove. If you hit them against that wall, you'll also see the barrels knocked out on them. So you can also use the world to your advantage.
So I have like homing gloves.
Yeah, the rocket fists.
So how did I get this power up right here?
So there's power cells, like you just, as you finish, much like the classic game, there's power cells that will spawn across the map. And if you're able to pick up 3, you're able to then transform into what would be eventually your pet mech. That's not represented in this prototype build, but that is something that we will have in the future.
Wait, what does that mean? What do you mean?
So currently, when you get your 3 Power Stones, you stay in your boxer form, but we are debuting a new character with the new build where you're actually going to switch into your pet mech form.
Really?
So you're going to have more pet-like abilities once you get your super moves.
Oh, I got deaded.
You can see the pet mech in our current trailer.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, that's awesome. Which we will debut, or we already have debuted. I mean, you guys debuted it, so
you'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
People who were on site at the mix were able to see the actual maquette that I built for it.
Oh, that was cool. So talk a little bit about like the kind of practical creation of the characters.
Yeah, so one of the things when we were talking about what we wanted to do in the studio, I also wanted to change my process of how I created characters and assets.
Can't complain about a fighting game heavy showcase.
Try to take advantage of, all this new technology we have with photogrammetry, and my natural ability to sculpt with physical material and clay. So I'm building all the characters in physical clay, scanning them in using photogrammetry, retopologizing them, and then animating them for combat. And you can also see the visual effects. So we're taking advantage of the style and uniqueness that we get from physical materials, and then also taking advantage of all of the wonderful things that Unreal 5 affords us to kind of push the dynamics and the style and the interactivity of the characters in the world. So it's been, it's a nice mix for me where I get to get physical and use my hands, and then I can get digital and take advantage of, the advantages that come with that.
So how does this differ from when you were at Double Fine? I mean, you've been, like you said, close to 3 decades. How does this differ? I mean, because you wanted to get it more hands-on, but when you were at previous studios, how did you develop art there? Because you were directed and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I started as a character modeler for 12 years and worked my way up until I became like a lead and an art director. So most of my process has always been digital. Maybe at the beginning when we're kind of dealing with sketching and doing brainstorms and loose sketches of a character, you get paper and you could get hands-on with some oil and paint. But once it gets into the 3D phase, often you're in a digital space. And so for me, I really wanted to take advantage of designing things physically first so that the toys feel great in your hands. Often I've worked in games where we create characters and we don't really see them in 3D physical form until we've made a toy, and by then the design is kind of sealed. So I wanted to nail that down early and making sure it's something like a kid wants to pick up and play with.
So you're thinking of like just in general the 360 aspect of how the game will feel, not only as a game, but also if kids want to play it, and then probably animation and like just different mediums. Is that? I guess I'm making assumptions right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like the toy element.
Okay,
right? So I've worked
gotcha.
on games where we, design the characters and mostly digitally, and then when we get to the merch element, the designs fall flat. And there's just a huge amount of opportunity and affinity that people have for their characters, and we want to make sure that the toys and the merch will also reflect that.
That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about the Waffle House, because that's a very iconic cultural situation. You know what I'm saying? What other, you know what I mean? Like, what other kind of cultural references as far as environments are you guys gonna have? Because no one's really doing that.
Well, we know, and if you think about this world that we've built, we've very much thought about how would these pets think? And if they're emulating their former masters, they would fight in the same areas that their former masters fight. So, Waffle House, Black Friday.
Black Friday at the Wolf Mart or something like that?
Exactly.
The county fair.
Yo, the county fair. The swap meet.
I just got the Waffle House right
This is like,
that's
this is
amazing.
going super like, you know what I mean?
Coachella.
Coachella?
Like all these different things, right?
Coachella.
Outside the porta potties, all these, like, where do people fight? Little League games.
Little League games.
So, but the thing is, this is kind of an extraction.
Paul Warner.
Exactly. It's an extraction of where would people fight.
Well, essentially, if AI engulfed all of World Star, where would it tell you to fight?
That is fantastic.
Yes.
That is so amazing. I want to see I know you don't have it in here, but the bystanders for people who don't have the dope mechs.
We are actually. One of the things my grandson keeps asking for is he wants us to throw people through the window and then have the people on the other side of the window throw them back in.
That is so
I'm
good.
like, well, that's Ultimate Waffle House, so that's definitely going.
I'm getting destroyed.
Yeah. So we're looking into, a lot of this is, there's so much to be explored, right? And there's so many, callbacks and references that we want to, pull into the game itself, and we can build into this that we are really excited to kind of chase down.
What other animals are going to be debuted in the game?
Yeah, we've actually done some really great explorations on our character lineup, kind of exploring different fighter styles with just an amazing concept artist named Connie Kang. She, one of her books is called Metamorphia, and she kind of focuses on this really great translation of animals into human, and so we wanted to kind of play on what would a house pet look like, and the likeness between a pet and their owner. And so we're kind of playing around with birds.
Oh, nice.
Anything you consider house pet. Turtles, cats, of course. You gotta have a cat and a dog. Rats, even. We're even looking into
rats.
How we get a rat or a gerbil, maybe.
Gerbils, yeah,
Yeah, your typical house pet.
That's super cool. So what do you how far are you into I know you guys are pretty early on. How far are you into development, and kind of where are you gonna go from here?
This is probably 5%, if that, right? We are at the beginning of our journey.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's been really great about this is that this is just even the start of our visual look, right? And there's still a lot of look development to go on. There's still a lot of mechanics to integrate. There's a lot of different things that I want to try and get into the game. I want to try and push this so that the game is very approachable for intergenerational play, so you can play with your kids. But I very much think of this as play with your kids, put your kids to bed, play with your friends, right? And when you're playing with your friends, you want a little bit more depth. I want to put a lot more emergent or discoverable mechanics that can be in here to kind of push the play space of it. You have games like Power Stone where whenever you get knocked down, you only lose one power cell. I'm thinking, what if we added a little bit more skill into it, where if you throw an object and it's kind of not targeted or automatically thrown at the person, but you're leading the person and you hit them at a particular distance, it might drop 2 power cells as opposed to 1, right? Trying to find ways to add a little bit more nuanced play so that you can discover new tactics to outplay your opponents.
That's interesting. I remember, I'm a big fan of Power Stone 2. Power Stone 2 felt less of a fighter because the worlds were everything was moving and that kind of thing. But it'd be interesting to see what you guys do with the environments, even extending and that kind of thing. So that's awesome.
One of the best things I think about Power Stone 1 or that sort of thing is we want to make sure that the game is focused on defeating the other team and working together with your partner to make that happen, right? The character, the arena itself is a character, and we want to make sure that the arena kind of shines as well. Being able to kind of expand the play space, think of like being able to knock people through the walls, as we talked about earlier, through the window, and then be able to fight in a parking lot, right? So there's a lot of places to take this game and to explore different mechanics and different events.
Yeah, we really want to make sure the environment feels dynamic and that you can throw a character in front of a moving subway train, for example, at a time a hazard. So we're kind of really looking at making the arena a character all its own, and that it adds a level of randomness that makes every match fun.
Yeah, and the pets aren't going to get hurt.
Of course, that's why they're in the box.
Okay,
that's not your pet.
Yeah, because I was about to say, you know what I mean? You're throwing it in front of a subway, you can't.
No. You can't. You can pet the pet mechs, but they're box.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So where can we find out more about Carrier Cuties, Cornerstone?
You can find our Steam page, Carrier Cuties, Pets and Mechs, but we also have a site that you can go to. It's really easy, Stone Int Studio, start page, and you'll be able to look out, find more about our Discord and be able to join, be able to wish list and even see more updates that are coming.
And you can follow us on socials at Stone Studio.
Stone Int Studio.
Stone Int. I was like, you hear me? I hesitated. Like Stone
Int Studio, and that's on all platforms.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you guys for coming through and allowing us to play your game. And congrats on everything. I mean, jumping in feet first to make a game in a studio is not easy.
Thank you for having us.
It is not for the weak.
No, not at all. All right. On to the next segment, too. This was awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Got a classic sizzle reel. Might catch you later, Kay.
Hold on, y'all niggas playing with me, man.
Jay and Silent Bob, Chronic One Punch.
Let's get fired up.
Excited for all of them, but like, what was your favorite?
I think my standout would have to be Jay and Silent Bob. I mean, I'm a longtime Jay and Silent Bob fan, so just that nostalgia alone was enough to get me pumped up and excited, for sure.
Valid.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to give a big shout out to all of our devs today, Jesse, Steve-O, and the entire Cornerstone team. Be sure to put a lot of those games, most of those games, on your wish list while you can, and we are going to toss it over back to Justin.
Thank you, Curtis and Lori, for hosting the show. Great to see you guys, and loved those interviews. Love the devs and all the so good. Thank you all for tuning in, and the developers who are participating in these showcases and in this one in particular. Make sure to follow the developers on their socials, wishlist, buy, and play their demos. If you are interested in helping to fund some of those projects that you saw on the show, you could donate to the XP Fund through the QR code on the screen, and connect with us if you're interested in additional investment opportunities. We have to give it up to our partners, no rivals, Aurora Broadcasting for being on the ones and twos, Raw Fury for helping to make this thing possible, and our broadcasting partners.
Oh, that stream was very fighting game heavy.
Twitch, IGN, GameSpot, and
I dig
Steam.
it.
Make sure to catch all of the other awesome.
There were definitely some interesting ones that I will be checking out, especially Saturday Morning Battle Manga.
Showcase, women-led games, Southeast Asia Game Showcase, Frosty Games Fest, Wholesome Direct, Story Rich, Planet Play, India Game Showcase, Day of the Devs, and more. My head's about to pop. Again, I am Justin Woodward, co-founder Black Voice of Gaming and the Experience Studios platform. See you guys soon, and peace.
Okay. Well, that was neat. And now we just got the Sony State of Play, which is starting in a half hour. So I'm not gonna cut the chat right now. I'm not gonna cut the stream. But I will say of that general group of games, I was into Saturday Morning Model Manga. I was into a couple of the cozy offerings. I think that they have a pretty good head on their shoulders, a lot of those devs. There's much like the mix yesterday, nothing really jumped out at me, but I am happy that we are getting Power Stone with the numbers filed off, that we're getting an arena fighter that's actually competitive, that we are getting I gotta be completely honest, the Slave Revolt Sid Meier's Pirates, Black Sailors, that shit, that's the one that stuck out to me. I am going to play so much of that shit. I'm just a big fucking fan of, you know, the turn-based 4X Pirates on the High Seas gameplay. But yeah. But now, that noise that you hear in the background is Sony getting booted up. And as you can see, we are about a half hour out. So, I'm gonna let this run as we can enjoy the anticipation. All right, everybody. Get ready to get your clown noses on. Start placing your bets. What are we gonna see? What are we not gonna see? Are we gonna see the Doctor Doom team for Marvel Tokon? Are we gonna see Kingdom Hearts 4? Final Fantasy Re-3? Bloodborne Copium, that's a good one. That's a good one. Maybe we'll see some more Bloodborne. Outside bet for Crash Bandicoot. The return of the mascot platformer, maybe? Maybe Naughty Dog goes back to Jack and Daxter? Yep, nope. Lucy knows what I'm talking about. New God of War, maybe? Who knows? Who knows? Possibility? Possibility? What other Sony properties are like Sony first? New Kojima something? Could be like some new Kojima bullshit? TikTok has restricted my life because I'm not original enough. Well, screw you, TikTok. Thanks for the follow, Tomodeku. 10 precious moments of Sony's State of Play. "60 seconds. Let's go. Clown noses firmly in place, everybody. Gonna announce another price increase. $300 more for the PS5. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Of course, Marvel's Wolverine.
Hi, I'm Marcus Smith, Creative Director for Marvel's Wolverine. Today, we're excited to debut a new look at the game. To set the stage, Wolverine is in a race against time to rescue a group of kidnapped mutants before they're shipped off to parts unknown by cybernetically enhanced mercenaries known as the Reavers. However, Logan quickly discovers he isn't the only mutant attempting to save them. Let's take a look.
Is it gonna be Deadpool? Is it gonna be Cable?
Let's see if we can find the one that got away. Redhead. Might be our only lead.
Cyclops?
Looks like she took off into the industrial park.
Jean Grey?
All right, let's search the area.
I'm not entirely sure why they made Wolverine Assassin's Creed, but I mean, I'll play it. Oh, that's why.
No answer. Stay sharp. I don't like this. Should do another sweep. It's too quiet.
Gotta be honest, Wolverine, kicking him off the roof probably would have killed him. He probably didn't have to, like, dive into his chest cavity. Oh, it's Leech! Neat.
Ship's gassing off. Not today, Bob.
Trask Industries, we got all of our Trask.
We need backup now.
All right, let's go, Jean Grey.
There you are, Red.
Jean? Is that you? Don't worry. You're not going anywhere.
Everyone shoot!
This makes me highly excited that we might see the Wolverine, Scott Summers, Jean Grey throuple in action. Oh, he's already dead, man. He is already dead. I gotta be honest, this is brutal. This is like Mortal Kombat levels of brutality.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, I was checking the health bar. I wanted to be sure that your health was always regenning, because if you didn't get health regen as Wolverine, I was going to be upset. You appear to always be able to heal to full as long as you have one of those, like, orange bars, so, like, rage bars or whatever. Wolverine's lose condition could be Leech, because Leech will turn off his powers. Okay, we got Omega Red. Sentinels, cool. Sabretooth.
Some folks can't wait to die.
September 15th. All right.
We hope you enjoyed that new look at Marvel's Wolverine. This is a single-player, action-adventure game featuring a focused, story-driven experience that will send Logan on a perilous journey across the globe, where more than innocent mutant lives are at stake. In this game, mutants live in hiding, fearful of those who would hunt them down, while most of the world doesn't even know they exist. As you saw, you'll encounter iconic Marvel characters like Jean Grey, Mystique, and Sabretooth.
Some folks can't wait to die.
So we're doing really early X-Men stories.
The combat you'll experience in Marvel's Wolverine. It's fast, fluid, and visceral in the way that only Logan can deliver. Marvel's Wolverine is built to take
My
full
PS5 is finally
PlayStation
getting
5
used. Yeah, I agree. Don't care.
We cannot wait for you to get your hands on it when it launches September 15th, 2026. We're also happy to announce that you can pre-order your copy today at the end of the show in select markets. Check out PlayStation Blog for more information. On behalf of everyone at Insomniac Games, thank you. We'll see you next time.
Hello and welcome to State of Play. I wanted to start by thanking Marcus and the whole team at Insomniac for that extended look at Marvel's Wolverine. We've got a ton more to share with news and updates from both PlayStation Studios and third-party studios from around the globe. Let's get right to it with the latest from our friends at Arc System Works.
Yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go. All right, who we getting? Who we getting? Who we getting?
Prepare to face.
Oh, we got the Collector.
Master of the pugilistic art, the Duke of Get Your Dukes Up, Mr.
Actions are worth more than any word.
And the greatest action is to fight.
You have defeated so many. You've defeated
Yes!
but
The Knights of Doom! Let's go!
Think you're a genius, Doom?
your works are mere trinkets.
My genius
is endless. And now my turn.
Magneto! Yes, let's go!
Promises shall be kept.
This violence will solve nothing, Eric.
They're gonna let us fuck the old man! Let's go!
And I will be the one to lead the way.
Green Goblin, I'm in there! Alright, alright!
You look a little angry, Bug. You're still holding a grudge. Currency, huh?
Time to stop laughing, Gobby.
That all you got? Bump the way.
And Carnage. Okay, 2 Spider-Man villains, but I'm alright with that.
You want to fight? Carnage will give you one. You that
Moment has come. Attack!
Carnage has the Under Knight super.
I'll snatch you up. Don't be greedy. He's mine.
Knights of Doom.
Green Goblin has fly on fly with the glider. Oh, that's so sick! Oh, that's so sick!
I see much from my perch atop the tree of tranquility. Yet, there are some out
1 team left. It's going to be Ghost Rider.
even
And I'm
to me.
telling you, Howard the Duck is going to be on it.
Dragons! Let's roll!
There was a leak for this. A remake of Rayman Legends.
Twice told throughout the glade.
I'm in there. I'm in there.
Feed my ox! Calming biscuits? But...
Yeah, we're getting new Rayman. Oh, not a strict remake. Okay. We got 3D stuff.
Follow me, brave heroes. The Glade of Dreams is in grave danger.
You know, we were joking about all the mascots, and we just totally glazed over Rayman.
It's time I made my mark.
It's 4 against 1! You don't stand a chance! Maybe he stands a little bit of a chance. Globots to the rescue!
I am as fast as a milk gun!
Kick size! For the Glade, then!
You think this ends here?
Cool! I'm here!
Are you ready for our game, Rayman?
Sure. I'll play Rayman Legends again. Let's go. Is this a spin-off of Dave the Diver? Yeah, it's a prequel to Dave the Diver. Weird. Okay, I'm in.
I say.
I'm weirdly into this. Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. I'm in. I don't know what this is, but it kicks ass. This feels like they turned Infamous into hunting yokai, which I don't mind. I don't mind. Yeah, that's neat. That's neat. Kind of Shibuya punk action game. I'm in.
Hi everyone! お久しぶりです。安心の中村いくみです。Did you miss me? I missed you! と言っても多分私のことを知らないし忘れてる人もいるかもしれないんですけど、そうだな。見てね、お姉さんです。今日皆さんにお届けしたのは妖怪ハンターアクションゲーム煙です。舞台は煙シティ。この世とあの世が混ざってるカオスな街をアジアをベースにいろんなカルチャーが入り混じってます。煙あるところに妖怪ありという言葉がありまして、それを妖怪ハンターが見つけ出します。そこで使うのが妖怪ハンターだけが使えるフォックスウィンドウ、狐の窓です。この窓を介してパラノーマル現象や妖怪を見つけ出して、で可視化してそこに妖怪をハントする。しかし妖怪をただただ集めるわけではありません。私たちのゲームでは妖怪と契約をしなければなりません。頂上をまとい未知を狩る、あなた自身に憑依してもらいます。そして憑依した妖怪のパワーを使って憑依アパレルというかっこいいアパレルをまとってスーパーパワーでもっと強い妖怪に挑んでこの世界の謎に近づいていく。ハンターは種類が3つありまして、1つは刀ハンターになります。もう一つは弓ハンター、次はシャーマン。そこで皆さんお気づきの通りマルチプレイあります。仲間と一緒に暴れて死にかけて妖怪ハンターとして一緒にこの煙シティで煙って遊んでいただければ嬉しいです。
You know, good for her. Good for her. After Ghostwire Tokyo kind of went, it's good to know that she's getting directorial duties.
煙はまだまだ開発中です。情報いっぱい落としていきますので、もうとにかく煙の世界をこれから楽しんでください。レッツ煙、煙っていこう。シュシュシュシュシュシュシュシュシュカカカカカカ。
Yeah, looks cool. Ah, yes, the Tomb Raider game.
Been halfway across the continent looking for you. Hard woman to track down.
Well, you found me.
Ms. Croft, I hear when it comes to retrieval, you're the one to hire. This isn't about glory or money or making the world a better place. This is a puzzle, buried in centuries of silence. You don't strike me as someone who walks past a locked door without wondering what's behind it.
Yeah, she is hot.
There's a reason I can only trust you with this.
I'm gonna say one thing though. I was never a fan of Tomb Raider gameplay. But I have played most of them. So, like, what does that say about me? Ah, fucking the wrestling, the jungle cats. That came back.
Gotta say, I captured your good side.
You're assuming I've got a bad side.
Neat. I'll buy it on sale and play it eventually. It's just it looks cool. It's just Tomb Raider is just not my thing.
So, what was your favorite from today?
I liked the Alisol.
What did you like about it?
He's big and loud.
Is this Jurassic Park?
Oh, I think my favorite is the Diplodocus.
This is Jurassic Park.
Daisuke, they're here. I don't know if I can do this.
You need to keep moving. You have no other choice.
Doing Jurassic Park survival horror? Neat. I mean, that's really cool. Oh, it's just called The Lost Wild, so it's just Jurassic Park with the numbers filed off. Okay, but still, pretty cool, you know. Getting something Lone Wolf and Cub vibes. Yep. Neat. I don't know anything else other than
Back
neat.
in early 2023, S-Game first showed us Phantom Blade Zero in passing at a hotel. And we knew immediately that this game had incredible potential. Look forward to more details in a gameplay and story deep dive coming later this summer. Next, let's head over to the sandworm-infested sands of Arrakis in Dune Awakening. In this open-world survival RPG, you can fully immerse yourself in the world of Dune. Unravel a cinematic story filled with mystery and intrigue, featuring many of the characters from the books and movies.
Find the Fremen, wake the sleeper.
Alone or with friends, you will explore the vast open world of Arrakis.
Nice.
And learn to survive and thrive by unlocking
Everybody, have you read your Orange Catholic Bibles?
Along the way, you'll discover new technologies, craft gadgets and weaponry, and build a base of operations that will grow and expand as you progress towards power and fortune. Pursue the path of the Bene Gesserit, Swordmaster, Trooper, or Mentat, and master anything from mind control to brutal hand-to-hand combat. In Dune Awakening, you can choose to play with your friends or alone in a brand new single-player mode arriving with the PlayStation release. Dune Awakening arrives on PS5 on September 22nd. Pre-orders start today.
Every game's better with a grappling hook.
The fan-favorite PS2 classic Dynasty Warriors 3 is getting remastered for PS5. Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered is a modern revival of the 2001 game that established the foundation
I
of the
played
series.
a lot of Dynasty
Players can
Warriors 3
become
back
one
in the
of over
day.
40 officers and experience intense 1 versus 1,000 skirmishes across vast battlefields. And joining the battle is Zoan, the protagonist from Dynasty Warriors Origins.
It ends here.
Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered launches later this year. Pre-orders start today.
Time to dust off the old Lubu.
From the award-winning studio behind the Ori series comes a bold new vision for action RPGs. No Rest for the Wicked is a brutal Souls-like built around skill, consequence, and precision combat. Step into a living hand-painted world you
Isometric
can explore
Souls-like.
alone, or share with friends in your own persistent realm. A world that evolves even when you're offline. The highly anticipated full 1.0 release expands everything. A massive world, a deep class and progression system, and hundreds of hours of content, including endgame, all with full crossplay and cross-save. No Rest for the Wicked launches on PS5 this October and is available to wishlist now. Up next, let's check in with Capcom for an update on Onimusha: Way of the Sword.
Oh yeah, Capcom was making Onimusha.
Doesn't matter. A beast isn't far from an Oni, you know.
You do well to follow his example.
I thought you'd see the appeal, Musashi.
That castle on the mountain.
Musashi, I sense Genma. Prepare yourself.
Well, don't care. You asked for more brutal combat. Time to slice people in half.
This area was designed to welcome visitors. The castle's owner must be terribly cautious.
I am Suten Tochi, Miyamoto Musashi, the fool who seeks strength yet rejects the power of the Oni. You shame yourself, child. Witness my might!
If you live by the sword, fighting is everything. So you've lost. Will you swap the sword for a trowel?
Like hell I will.
No? What then? Are you going to start taking human souls?
If human souls are what it takes.
Musashi, if that's the path he walks, I will follow. I've chosen to trust Musashi's judgment in all matters.
Ori departed. Give me every ounce of power that you have. In return.
Then get going, Onimusha.
Yeah, I'll play that. I like it.
We can't wait to get our hands on Onimusha: Way of the Sword this September. But you won't have to wait long to try it yourself. Here's one more update from the Onimusha team.
Yeah, all these games are coming out the same week in September. Except for Marvel Tokon. That's coming out, you know, in August. Right near my birthday. Oh, this is the new Silent Hill.
Hey! Who's there?
Simon. Are you there? Please say something. Where did you go, Simon?
Something doesn't feel right. Zoe? I'm sorry, Zoe?
What are you doing here?
What the hell is that?
There's more of them.
I'm so sorry.
It's all September. They're all coming out in September.
The target is the front gate of the capital of our homeland, the Federation of Central Asia. We will storm from the sea and take the capital back from our enemy.
This is the new Ace Combat, right?
The one whose rear we'll have to cover?
The people left behind back on the continent need something to hold on to. Some sort of symbol that inspires hope.
We will be in visual range of the land battleship soon.
Giant! Enemy artillery intensifying. Damn it! Where's Wings when you actually need him? All units return to base.
Where are you going, Copter?
Cover Tasha, Rex!
That's where the Wings of Thief comes in. The legendary savior. Dee Dee wants the legendary savior to get as much publicity as possible. The more exposure, the better.
Cannons firing. We're gonna be wiped out.
All aircraft, pull out.
Sorry, Rex. You stay put, Joker One.
Above you flies the Wings of Thieves. No harm will come to you.
Hands to the sky, everyone! Hope is within reach! The Terminus fingers!
What, the imposter? Sharing information isn't always about telling people the truth.
Hope's all we can offer, right, Joker One?
It's an ambush. Shadows.
Just as planned. We dangled the bait and Wings took it.
We'll find out soon enough.
Would you please?
Green fight! Defensive maneuver!
We've got a leak.
Is it time to run, Ray?
Hang on. Joker One, down's an enemy.
You never ran away, did you?
Here we go, Rex.
Come on, Ray.
Let's go, Rex.
These skies belong to you, Rex. Go take what's yours.
I was a big fan of Ace Combat back in the day. But the big problem is, like, this is coming out when Star Fox and also Star Fox with the numbers filed off is coming out. I'd much rather play Star
皆
Fox.
さんこんにちは。エースコンバットシリーズブランドディレクターの河野です。お待たせいたしました。エースコンバット8ウィングスオブシーブの発売日は2026年10月2日。アーリーアクセスは9月29日になります。今回の映像では皆さんがエースコンバット8で直面する出来事を一つ一つのカットに意味を持たせて約2分にギュッと詰め込んでいます。自由自在に空を飛びドッグファイトの興奮を味わいながらドラマティックな英雄体験ができる。他にはないエースコンバットだけの空はもうすぐそこに広がっています。加えてもう一つお伝えしたいことがあります。こちらの映像をご覧ください。
Did you know
There are 3 kinds of aces.
今回エースコンバット8ウィングス・オブ・シーブにはダウンロード版はプレイオーダー特典として、パッケージ版には早期購入特典としてエースコンバット0ザ・ベルカン・ウォーの移植版がつくことになりました。ぜひ8と世界を同じくするストレンジリアルの世界をもっと深く楽しんでください。お知らせした通り発売まではあと少しです。出撃の準備を整えてお待ちください。ありがとうございました。
That's an armored vehicle. That's the DeLorean. What am I watching?
And cut. Great take. Think we got it.
Yep, roll playback.
Oh. Okay.
There's a wounded man. Nasty injuries. It's like a beast tore him apart.
A beast? Out here? Are you drunk or something? Do him up and show him out. But he's still weak, so be careful.
What's going on?
Man, you gotta have balls to call yourself Team Clout.
Save your ammo.
Die, bastard.
And you're tough. Surprisingly lively for someone who just came out of a coma.
If you want to survive, you gotta hustle.
You fell from the moon?
I will help you, but you must not go there.
I'll take my chances. Turns out I'm a lucky man.
You'll find nothing there but death.
Dude, that guy punched a zombie, baby.
Well, good luck. Keep quiet in there.
Yeah, let's go. I've been wanting this for a while. Give us a release date. Give us a release date. Give us a release date that's not
Something
September.
is coming. I have to go. It felt like an earthquake. But it was just a paperclip falling off a desk. The tiniest tremor before the main event.
Jesse.
I know what they put you through. You never had a chance.
Two days before the lockdown fell, an uncategorized resonance appeared in Manhattan. As things stand right now, Dylan, you're our only shot at survival.
Oh, I want to play this so bad.
You are not FBC. You're not even fucking human.
The FBC locked me in that cell for years and forgot about me.
The FBC jacket with the duct tape over it is so good.
It can change. The past doesn't matter. Who are you today?
Nope, it's September. Of course it is. Of course it is.
We're gonna have a lot of fun together.
Everything comes out in September. It's all the same week in September. So this is Marathon. I've been enjoying Marathon.
Darkness.
For those of you who are interested, it is going free to play. So you can check it out for the first week of June.
Secrets buried in shallow graves. I cried out in my sleep. A warning. A hunter's call. Buried.
Remember, everyone, extraction shooters are just multiplayer roguelikes.
Do you crave endless life?
The dangerous and cutthroat world of Marathon expands today with its second season, Nightfall. And if you haven't checked out Marathon yet, Bungie announced an open trial period for the launch of Season 2. You'll also be able to pick up Marathon at a discount. Now, let's take a look at what's coming soon to PlayStation Plus. Up first, a beloved fantasy world is finally coming to PlayStation for the first time. RuneScape Dragon Wilds is an open-world survival game where you rise from survivor to dragon slayer. Play solo or with friends as you explore Ashenfall, a beautiful, dangerous new frontier in the RuneScape universe, where power is earned and every action deepens your mastery. With magic at your command, cross deadly terrain, mass forage in seconds, uncover hidden paths, and outmatch brutal monsters. Craft stronger gear, master magic, melee, and ranged combat, and push deeper into uncharted regions of Gielinor. Build a home together, farm the land, and fish the waters. Make it yours. RuneScape Dragon Wilds arrives Day 1 on PlayStation Plus later this year. Next up, here's a preview of games coming to the Classics catalog over the next few months. In June,
Guitaru
colorful
Man.
enemies with
Neat.
musical instruments in Guitaru Man, one of the most stylish rhythm games from the PS2 era. In July, PsyOps The Mindgate Conspiracy joins the Classics catalog. This PS2 action-adventure mixes run-and-gun gameplay with psychic powers. And finally, Onimusha Dawn of Dreams, a Capcom classic from 2006, launches later this year in August.
Akashima Island, haunted by dark stories. Our goal, confront the evil, corrupting paradise. This is Dead True International.
Thanks.
Just like a new Dead Island.
Come on, let's get a photo together.
Over! You're rotated on that one.
A for effort, dude.
Who's the buff idiot?
Does no one know this guy?
This is how villains are made.
Oh, you two haven't met yet, right?
Sebastian, I'll be looking out for you.
Roland, whenever you're ready.
This facility has been shut down for decades. Uninvestigated, untold, until now.
This is how villains are made.
Did you hear that?
Nate, are you out there? We gotta go.
Right! I have a bad feeling.
Let's get rid of it.
Grip it tight.
No! He's coming! Through there!
Take a deep breath.
Fuck! Which way?
Steady the mind.
We're gonna have to jump!
There's rocks down there!
Oh, this is gonna be a new, like, Until Dawn. Okay. Oof. Oof.
Can you do what needs to be done?
Oh, it literally is another Until Dawn. Okay. I'm in. All right. And it's not coming out in September.
Creative director at Firesprite Games, and I hope you enjoyed the first look at our brand new installment of Until Dawn. In Until Dawn 2, a successful crew of ghost hunters who fake all their best content come face to face with real horrors for the very first time.
Whenever you're ready.
Having just signed a deal with a major TV network, they visit an abandoned tropical island. But beneath that beautiful surface hides dreadful, heartbreaking secrets, centuries old and hungry for vengeance. We're looking forward to sharing more details about this very soon, ahead of release in 2027. Thank you.
Now we have one more game to show, and it is something special.
Oh, okay, so
This
it's
is a
only an
brand new
hour, so
title
the
debut
2-hour
with
one
more
is
than
gonna be
20 minutes of uninterrupted gameplay.
Oh, well, never
So
mind.
Turn up the volume, sit back, and enjoy.
20 minutes of gameplay, I guess. But I guess the 2-hour one is going to be the main Summer Games Fest. No Final Fantasy Re-3, guys. No Final Fantasy Re-3. Clown nose on. All right, Sony Santa Monica, what have you been working on?
Find your way home. You are free.
Oh, we're getting a new God of War. Getting an old God of War? Wait a minute. Do we get to play as Kratos' wife? Do we get to play as Atreus' mom?
Kratos!
We get Mom of War?
Where am I? You know where I am? Okay. Burned clothes. The pyre. It happened. They're starting on the path. It's just... I didn't get to say goodbye.
Oh, this is interesting. I'm into Mom of War.
This definitely isn't the light of Alfheim. Mask. How?
I could see why Kratos fell in love with it.
Yeah. Armor. Good idea.
Sorry, bud, you aren't gonna need this.
Now, how about a way out?
Guess I'll find my own way from here.
Mask. No, it can't be. It's not possible.
If there's another mask, their path isn't safe. I have to find a way back.
From the Eagle Watchalong, not the gates. The gateway is closed.
I was gonna say, these look weirdly, like, Chinese-inspired?
That creature.
Hey!
Kid.
Let him go!
this is important to you. I wonder, do you think this could set you free?
Just go into every mythology now.
And I swear, I will kill you.
Would you like to see how hard it is to die here, Godly? I can show you.
You can't keep me here.
The gateway is closed. There is no escape.
Resisting the truth will only make this more painful.
Sekhmet.
No. But
That's Sekhmet, so that's
I will
Egyptian.
handle that problem. You deal with our new pet.
Okay. I think they're gone.
Just be careful.
Fresh air. Oh, you're different.
You're a cube. Talking. You know what? It doesn't matter. How do we get out of here?
Hi, cube friend.
No, we've tried. There's no way out.
And you're a talking sword.
I'm not the sword. I'm the ribbons, obviously. And my name is Rue. The cube is Frank.
Frank?
I'm Faye. There has to be a way out of here.
A way out? But you're not even all here.
Of course I'm not here. I'm dead.
You have to be dead to come through the gateway.
It's like you're holding something back.
This isn't working. Where are we anyway?
Afterlife of the gods? I call it the everyone.
The everyone. Oh, we're just getting every mythology.
So, what's the plan, boss?
Not your boss, Frank. That cask. That's why you're trapped.
Yeah. Wait, you made that big explosion happen, right? Could you do that again?
My magic, it's wrong here. I feel wrong here.
You want out, right?
I think we all want that.
We definitely do.
Faye, you need to accept it. All of it. You're dead.
How? How do I accept that?
Simple. Focus. You're here. Be here.
But what if I need to be somewhere else?
Then focus on what you do need.
your way home.
Hey, that's it. What were you thinking of?
A promise.
Okay, we'll take it. Now let's get out of here.
Okay. Get ready.
Wait! Not a good idea! Bad idea!
Kratos. Kratos.
I fucking love
I think you
Cube
should give her the
Friend.
sword.
How do I know I can trust her?
I'll give it back. I promise.
Okay. Take it.
Oh, I'm so into this.
Lady, you need to get out of here.
Not until I get you out.
I don't need help.
Here we go, coming up behind.
Oh, Cube Friend will help us out.
Got an idea on opening that cage.
Hey, kid! Get ready!
Come on.
No! I got a promise to keep.
Fine, but lady, that sword, it's more than you think it is.
Are you all ready? I will kill you.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Gotham. Try again!
Faye, focus!
Traitor! I will wrench you thread by thread! You don't know what you wield.
What is it?
This is the new God of War, where you play as Faye, Atreus' mom.
You're scared of this sword. Why?
I fear nothing!
gonna be real. When Sea Salt said we were getting a new God of War, I did not believe them. But here we go, Clown Nose, I suppose. Yeah, I'm in there. I'm very in there. And Cube Buddy sticks with us. But yeah, no Squeenix. Clown Nose for the Re3 hopers. Guess we gotta wait for the main Summer Games Fest 2 days from now. Frank on the cover. Yeah, no, I am so in for Cube Buddy. Also, I popped the fuck off for fucking Magneto and Carnage in Tokon. I am so into Tokon. Control Resident 2, everything coming out on the same week of September. Good state of play, good state of play. So, let's recap. First of all, very excited for Control, even though it's going to be the same fucking weekend in September as everything else. Very excited about God of War Le Fay. Extremely excited about what is it? About Marvel Tokon. I mean, new Arc System Works fighter with Marvel characters. It's just been looking better and better as time goes on. Yeah, I mean, everything here was pretty neat. The new Dave the Diver thing, you know, I'll probably check that out. The new Silent Hill, I'll probably check that out. No Squeenix, which, yeah, you know, but we still have time. We still have time, to, remind everybody. Here, let's check this out for a second. We still got lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of events left. Summer Games Fest. Give me the events. Here we go. So, we... over here, stupid me for closing the source. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna be whatever. We still have the Latin America Games Fest, the Women-Led Games Fest. That's June 4th. And then June 5th is the flagship event with all of the huge stuff happening. So, and then there's a million things happening on June 6th. So, stay tuned for that. I will catch you then. This was pretty nuts. And I guess I will catch you guys later.